Hello, hello, everyone. Good evening. How is everybody doing this evening? Oops. Hope you're doing great. Welcome and join us in MiamiTV.com or wherever you're watching Miami TV. Don't forget that we are also on Roku, and definitely check out wherever it is you live the listing for channels, because we are in a lot of places, especially in Europe and Latin America. So tune into Miami TV anywhere you are, and time to chat. Actually, I'm going to take that back. I can't chat with you today, so the only chat that is going to be live is going to be the members chat, unfortunately, because for some reason we could not get it to stream on social media. So members, you guys have like they say in Spanish, the batuta, which is like the flair, yeah. So anyway, welcome, join us. How was your weekend? How is everybody doing? Some crazy news and stories coming about. I mean, what is this VPOX thing where all of a sudden, it's really bad in Mexico, and apparently like the hive is going to be in Mexico. That is not great news for me, but the good thing is that I am, I'm in the jungle, so hopefully whatever happens with this new pandemic, and I'm doing this because, well, we don't know yet, and conspiracy theories say it's all BS, but you just got to be careful, you guys. So no matter what, just be careful and wash your hands and wash the fruits and vegetables that you buy, and yeah, don't go around kissing anybody, all right? And just take care of yourself. Have fun with Jenny Live. We'll have fun with Jenny Live. Hi, thank you. There was a mass sighting that happened this past weekend in California. There's several videos of it, but there's one that caught my attention the most. Another one kind of looks like drones, but there's several ones from different angles. So I'm going to show you this video, and you guys let me know what you think, because it's not only happening in the U.S. This weekend, all of a sudden, happened in California, but it's been happening all over. So let's go ahead. Are we ready for the video? ¿Estamos listos para mostrar el video?
It is weird, man. What the hell is it? I mean, the one over there looks like it's moving like...
It's not burning up.
No.
So... That's so trippy.
Yes, it is.
Okay, guys, sorry. I can't hear them. Now the door's closed. So that was in California, and I mean, there's different type of videos that came out. Some of them weren't that many. Some of them was just like one with different lightings. I can't find it for some reason now, so I can't show you. But do you think that we're getting closer to a mass sighting or a mass contact? I think that it's very possible. There's a lot of theories, of course, but in the end, just believe whatever you want. The Earth is shifting. We are shifting in another direction energetically. So there is a lot of things moving, a lot of energies moving, a lot more people that have never even spoke about energies before are coming about, saying that they're seeing things on the side of their eyes with their rear, not rear eyes, sorry, on the side of your eyes, and shadow people, like, for example. So if we start shifting, right, if our planet starts shifting to another frequency, a heightened frequency, we have to be shifting with it. So this means that there's going to be a lot more of these phenomena happening because we're aware of them. It doesn't necessarily mean that they didn't happen before. They were probably always there. It's just that now they're making themselves a little bit more present. They're becoming a little bit more Yeah, they're becoming more of a highlight, let's say, in most places. When before we would just barely talk about it. So mass sightings in California definitely matches up with what we were talking about last week with Brandon, where he was actually saying that California is a really high place for anomalies like these, and contact or UFO sightings or you name it, whatever you want to call it. So who knows? I wonder why, right? Never thought California. So that's what happened this weekend. And if you have seen anything these past couple of days, definitely let us know. I would like to see it. Every time there's more and more people investigating in these kind of topics. There's a particular person in Brazil that actually has traveled into the Amazons, where I don't know if you remember a couple of months back, there was a group of people. This happened in two countries, but one of them being in Brazil, the Amazons. It's still happening. There's a village that's being attacked or that's being visited by beings from other planets. And I think the other one was El Salvador, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't remember right now. So there's people actually that took their time to go there, get like a Starlink, get the best technology camera set up with night vision or infrared vision, etc. And they're coming out with some really crazy footage of some anomalies that happen specifically deep in the jungle. Because remember that it's something that's been happening forever since we exist in this planet. It's just that today everybody has a phone in them, so it's a little bit more easy to see them, and it's a little bit more easy to see proof of them. So technology is in our hand. I always say it's exciting times, the ones that we're living in, don't you think? I think so. We're going through all these changes, all this movement. People are waking up. People are coming out of their insomnia. And then you have others, just like we said, the earth is shifting. We have others that if they are into an insomnia, they're getting worse into that insomnia. So it gets to the point where when we speak about elevating our vibration, this is exactly how important it is to elevate your vibration, which is the fact that if the earth is shifting and starting to vibrate in a higher realm, right, we have to be vibrating with it. If you vibrate less than what it's going to be vibrating, you're going to feel uncomfortable, and that negativity is going to get even worse. So today's day and age, the most important thing you could do to benefit yourself and the people around you is taking care of your energy. All right, whatever that means and however you want to take that, that is what you need to be doing. It's elevating your vibrations so that you can be as positive as possible in every single situation. So in that case, you're always aware of the things that are happening and you can see the result, or you can see the solution to a problem right away without being completely blocked or blinded by society and life, which is basically what happens. We've been speaking about the Matrix a lot, right? And I mentioned, and I know a lot of people feel like this as well, and I think that's exactly what it is. It's not the matter that we're living in a place where things don't really exist. It's just that there is another reality that we need to start awakening our brains to, and other frequencies that we need to start sensing and feeling, okay, perceiving. So break the matrix. That is exactly what we're all doing, right? I hope that you're in that path, and if you're not, then definitely just start working on yourself. And just by doing that, you're going to end up being in this little group of conspiracy theorists, because of course the less amount of people that do something and that actually awaken, the more non-normal it is, right? Because it's that 1%, that 1%. But that's enough to make a big change in the world, by the way. Are you streaming on YouTube? No, we're only streaming on Miami TV. I think I mentioned this when we started. We're not doing social media tonight, so we're only in Miami TV for now. So the only chat that is live is the chat for members, guys, okay? With that being said, would you ever like to live forever? I think we have another video set up, if we can have it ready and show you the next video that actually came to my mind, which has to do with living forever and somebody actually coming up with a pill of, not living forever, sorry, but just going back a few couple of years. They did the first test on a dog, and the dog was in a terminal situation, could barely walk, and voila, all of a sudden, it's a lot younger and it's doing a lot better. So can we show that video? There comes every time. The pursuits were due. They come around every year at this time. You think so?
Sad to report that since this interview was conducted, Dr. Christopher Chapman has recently passed away. But his work lives on as the canine study is currently underway with 10 dogs participating. Once complete, the results will be presented for peer review early next year. Human clinical trials are then planned for the second and third quarter of 2025. In the studio, Stephanie Stanton, ABC 7, your local station.
Okay, guys. I think the video was halfway in. I don't think that was the full video. But anyway, so it's a story of a dog that was doing really bad, and all of a sudden got this little pill and got a lot better. I mean, like a lot better, running just after a couple of days. So would you take this? You know, is this something that you would consider taking if, however much, because we know it's going to be expensive the first time it comes out. This was it's being trialed by animals. We're going to see maybe the beginning, a little clip. Yeah, because I don't think they showed how it was before. Let's see.
Zeus, a 12-year-old German Shepherd who is full of life.
He's doing marvelously. He goes out to our pool and he swims and he has fun and he plays with the tennis ball.
But less than 6 months ago, Zeus was near death.
This is Zeus's pill.
His caretaker, Marcia Panucci at Dante's Den in Mayaca City, says she woke up one morning in March to find the dog clinging to life. Panucci rushed Zeus to the vet.
Along the way into the ER, he was flatlining. And he did that about 3 times.
He was done.
Alrighty, so at least now you can see the dog. I think the part that they showed you at the beginning wasn't even the dog. Anyway, so this is being trialed by animals. If it ever came out to the market, which I think it's very possible, maybe not tomorrow, but in a few years or less, would you take it? You know, would you want to go back a few years? I don't know how, I mean, it got the dog back a few years, dog years, right? That's different in human years, but you know, making life longer really makes you think about it, right? Because life can also get a little tiring after a while. I guess it really all depends on what kind of life do you have. Do you have that kind of life where every day you want to wake up and you're ready for your day, you're excited for what's going to happen, you're excited for the people that you're going to see, you're grateful for your breath, you're grateful for your family, you're grateful even for your job, the things that you do, and when you come home and you're getting ready to go to sleep, the next you're just ready for tomorrow. You know, you're excited for what tomorrow's going to bring. I think in that case, we'll all sign up for the little pill, right? Like, yeah, let's do this. But then you have other people, unfortunately, that the sooner life ends for them, the better it is. That's the way that they would think. I got a message a couple days back on X that my guy here sent to me, and I actually ended up reporting it because, you know, when anybody's actually contemplating suicide, you have to report it to authorities. I really hope the person got help, but it's crazy to think how many people are in this place right now in the sense of feeling like there's nothing to live for. There is absolutely nothing that they look forward to. There is nobody they share their life with or ever. This particular person asked about being 63 years old and actually have never had any kind of intimacy with a significant other ever. I mean, at 63. At first, I'm like, that's got to be a joke, right? It's like, no, it's actually very serious. And I'm like, I can't even imagine like how, I mean, in one point you think what you don't know doesn't hurt you, right? Because it's almost like, well, if you've never tried chocolate, then you're not going to miss chocolate. If you've never tried cake, you're not going to miss cake. But once you try it, it's like, wow, where has this been all my life, right? So for somebody that hasn't had any sexual experiences for a while, not for a while, sorry, ever in their life, and they're 63 years old, I would think, well, you're missing out, yes, but you don't know what you're missing out in. So it's sad to think that there's so many people in the world right now that are actually not even going through something like that, but something less, and they're still thinking, what's the point of tomorrow? right? Like, what's the point of waking up? Nobody's going to miss me. Nobody's going to think of me. That void inside, that emptiness that so many people feel. And yeah, the day of tomorrow, we're going to have a pill like this coming out. You're going to have a group of humanity that is going to be like, yes, let me do life all over again. And you're going to have a group of humanity that's going to be like, I just want to get it over with. If you only knew, right? If you don't believe in reincarnation, but if you only knew that you were just going to reincarnate to do it all over again, come on, would you really think that way? What do you guys think of the assisted pods that came out in, I think it's Sweden, if I'm not kidding? That's my kind of pill. You would take it? Okay. Crazy to think that it's only one pill, right? So there's something that I wrote down. Hold on, because I always like to research a bit. And there's that pill, apparently what it does, if you're interested in living longer, is balance out your, let me see if I can say this. Astragalosides. And yeah, astragalosides. That's a really long word. So finding natural things that actually balance that out could actually also do the work. So, para mí entender los extraterrestres guían nuestra evolución. Me gustó ese. I like that. For my understanding, aliens actually guide our evolution. Ditto, I agree. I think that's a really great way of putting it. I also do believe that there are species of them, just like we were talking about last week, that don't want our evolution, because the more evolutionized that we are, well, the more dangerous we can also become to certain species that are at this moment, at this day and age, pressing down on us and making sure that we do not, evolve at all and just stay stuck in jail and blind towards the things that are happening. And this is where you see people that aren't progressing at all and that are just stuck in life and not going anywhere. And you see them a year from now and it's still the same. It's like, oh, what you done with your life? Oh, same old. And fine, if you're loving the same old that you're doing, amazing. But if you really don't feel like there's anything exciting to live for, then maybe you want to reconsider, moving some chess pieces around to make sure life is a little bit more exciting. Muito gostoso ver seus videos. Hola, gracias Marcos, bienvenidos. Ernest, I like the alien. So, no sex, is he Catholic, monk, or priest? No, just a regular guy that likes playing with puppets. So, like I said, imagine the amount of people that are like this in the world. I don't mind getting and chatting with somebody that's going through a time like this, but it's so much responsibility in the end, right? Because if something happens to them and you're the last person that they spoke to, so for me, it's just kind of, listen, this is my motivational thoughts. If you're having suicidal thoughts, you need to call a hotline or speak to somebody else. It's too much responsibility to have in your hands to think like, oh, you didn't do a good job after, maybe because the person ended up actually committing suicide. At the same time, I think that for a lot of people, it's just talk, which thank God, right? It's just talk. But the rates are up. People have no emotions to look forward to tomorrow. There's no motivation. I feel like that's what it is. And we're not being motivated at all. If anything, we're being suppressed into this fear, to live in fear. We were talking about this the other day as well, right? So if you find no motivation, if you find no reason to get up in the morning, there's a problem. So maybe try to get a puppy, get a chicken, get a rooster, get a bunny, a cat, get something that will depend on you, that you're going to get up, and a plant. It could be a plant, you guys, if you're alone, okay? But you know that you have to get up and you have a responsibility. So when you're having thoughts like these, which are very negative thoughts, you're going to think of not being selfish because, oh, who's going to take care of that animal? And you're going to stick through. So animals are a great companionship when it comes to depression, when it comes to you going through moments of not wanting to live much. So just have the patience with them, but they're great for that. So if you're alone, yeah, highly recommend getting an animal. Greetings from Germany, early in the morning. How early is it in Germany right now? Buenas noches, Gustavo. Bienvenidos, Herman. Saludos. Ado. Buenas noches. So you think that that aliens come around this time of year every time? I don't think I've ever thought about that, but you know what? Now that I do kind of analyze it, you're right. If I'm not mistaken, August, September is when there's been a little bit more activity of these situations. But I feel like now, the day that we're living in, it doesn't matter anymore. It's just going to be more seen and more seen. So just don't freak out when you see them. Do aliens actually guide our way to evolution? It could be. Every time there's some kind of nuclear bomb threat, there is UFOs shown in these locations. Every time there's really large storms, there is UFOs in the middle of the storm. So you just have to start adding two and two together. There's those that want the storms to be worse so we can suffer, and there's more of that negative energy that they can feed out of. And there's some that will not intervene, because a lot of this is our own karma. Some people might think if you're Catholic, or if you're in a religion, you might think, well, why would God allow such beings to intervene in our free will, or whoever you believe in? Well, the reality is that we create our world, the one that we're living in today. Every single one of us has a partake in the energy that's being absorbed and moved and generated in the world and the planet that we're living in. So if you want to make a difference, it's not so much you don't need money to make a difference because of donating a bunch of money to a charity. You just literally have to work on yourself. That is the best way to change the world, is changing one person at a time. So little by little, it's like this light that will ignite, and then the rest will ignite, and so on and so forth. Just with enlightening one person in a family means that they're going to illuminate the rest of their family, and then your energy is going to be vibrant. Your energy is going to be that leading energy of the rest of the people that are with you in your family. So it's so simple, you guys. It's really not that big of a deal. All we have to do is pay attention. Pay attention to your thoughts. Pay attention to what you do, you say, you act, you feel. Pay attention. Stop living in autopilot. Autopilot people do not go far. They'll just pretty much go up to where their roof takes them, and from there on, there is nothing to look forward to. You don't want to be that person, You don't want to be getting to any kind of age where you're just like, ugh, another day. How boring. I don't like my job. I don't like the person that I married. I don't like how I look. Look at the way I'm aging. There's nothing to look forward to. And I get it. News and politicians make it more difficult for you to not have these thoughts. But it's up to you to break that pattern of just paying attention to those messages. Buenas noches. ¿Cuánta energía llegamos a dar con las emociones? Oof. Exactly. Lucas is totally right. How much energy are we able to give off just with our emotions? Our emotions are everything. But the first thing you could do to make the world a better place and to make your life a better life is definitely, and look forward to tomorrow, so then you will take that little pill that makes you live longer, is going to be just protecting, of course, you know what I'm going to say, your sexual energy. You start with that. Oh my God, this weekend was so much fun interviewing people at Straw Hat. If you guys want to see the shows live, we are again doing them live here in Tulum, and they're live for our members of Miami TV. I think every single person that I interviewed this past weekend was just in the sense of, oh, I didn't know just the little phrase that you just showed me, that you just taught me about sexual energy. People just don't know. It seems so normal. It seems like information that is just so easy to understand, yet it's so simple and it's not out there, or people are not talking about it enough. So when I go to these bars, right, and I do these interviews, and I end up hearing from the person that, wow, I just learned a lot in a really short interview, it makes me feel good because I know I did a good deed, right? But it's still shocking to know. Sometimes you'll have people that talk about it a lot and that know a lot, but other times it's really just like, And as this one particular person saying, I think he was from Boston, if I'm not mistaken, and saying that Boston is a place where people are very promiscuous and they're just one person with the other, and it's just one night stands. And I was saying, well, how do you feel when you finish a one night stand? Other than empty? And he said, well, just empty. You're right. I never thought about it. And I'm like, well, that's because that's literally what's happening. You just drained yourself of your good energy. Therefore, you are now empty. He was like, oh. So, yeah, it's just little things, guys, that start from the things that we normally don't think about. That makes such a huge difference in how your energy levels are throughout the day and throughout your life, where the more you save it for yourself, where the more you're going to have this energy to focus into things that you want. So we want everybody to just like their life at least a little more. Every day you got to love your life a little more and love the people around you a little more. There's always an increment that can be done in your happiness, like we've spoken about before. There's always an increment that can be done in your laughter, in your joy of doing things, and how much you love the people around you, how much you love the job that you do, and how much you really just love life. If you're not incrementing it, and if you're going backwards, if you're decreasing, then you got to make some changes. It's really simple. Hace muchos años en mi apartamento enfrenté a dos experiencias que al día de hoy no sé si fueron reales. La primera, se aparecían grises altos mientras dormía y ellos se asomaban a la puerta de mi cuarto. Juan says, a few years ago, I went through an experience which actually I don't know if it was real up until today. The first one, there was two grays, really tall, and they appeared while I slept, and they just basically looked through the door of my room. The second experience, la segunda experiencia con E.T. fue, como dije, no sé si fue real o un sueño. Sí apareció un reptiliano como de 3 metros alto. Lo que extraño era que yo no le tenía miedo y él me miraba con temor. The second experience with an E.T. was with a reptilian. It was about 3 meters high, and the strange thing is that I was looking at him and I wasn't afraid of him, but he was looking at me and he was really afraid. Interesting. Normally these kind of experiences are real. It's very, very rare, unless you just watched like a whole reptilian movie. And that means that you have those images in your subconscious. Let's say if you're reading, right, a story on reptilians and it's been a couple of minutes or hours even, and you're just looking at videos and images and stuff, then it's going to be in your subconscious and you're going to bring it to your dream. But if it's totally random and you dreamt with a reptilian, 1,000% it was real. A gray or any kind of other species, even a family member that passed away, that dream just meant that you were connecting to their frequency, okay, or dimension. So that's why going to sleep, it's my favorite time of night. Or of day and night, because it's when your mind is just so calm that it can just let go, and that's it. You are no longer in control. We love to be in control, right? Every day of what we do, what we think, what we say, what we eat, where we go. But it's nice to actually get to the point where sleeping time and you let go. If you do the REM sleep, like I always tell you guys, sorry. If you try the REM sleep, meaning waking up 10 minutes before you actually have to wake up, then you're going to actually remember these dreams a little bit more. These are lucid dreams, totally, totally real, and my favorite. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Amar. How are you? How was your weekend? My weekend was wonderful. Thank you. You look beautiful. I agree. Loneliness is growing in our society. Depression is at an all-time high. Depression, suicides, and you know what I think it is? Doesn't mean it's right or wrong, but I think it's because we've had such propaganda towards so many lifestyles, right? One of them being feminism. And I'm so proud of the women today that are coming out to the light saying how they fell into the scam of feminism and now realize that, they need a man because, well, two people are the ones that actually bring life to life, not one. So it's really nice to see some of these shorts coming up on women realizing that, hey, no, being a feminist just means that it's putting us against the other sex. Why would we be against it? We wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for men. So it's nice to see a change in some some brains at least. But look at society, how it is, right? I mean, we've had so many things being pushed at us and shoved to our faces, right? With, even the gender stuff, that every time the normality, I guess we could say, which, let's be honest, nobody has a right to say what's normal and what's not, but what used to be the normality, let's say, of men and women being together and not women by themselves or men by themselves or, other stuff, actually just is what the world needs. It's not because even of reproduction, but even energy-wise. You need the female and the male energy that is the strongest energy, and that is the one that brings life. That is why it's the one that brings life, because it's the most important one, and they need to be united. So I think most of these cases of depression, loneliness, suicides are happening because of this lie that we've been shown, and so many people have fallen for that lie. And the more feminist that you have out there, the worse it gets, because men also get tired of women like this. So it gets to the point where it's just like, you know what, I'm not trying anymore. And vice versa. It's not that women are the only problem. I mean, it's women and men. Men haven't been taught how to respect a woman or how to, do things the way that they should, or understand the things that women actually go through and the generations that they have as a backpack in their shoulders, right? Remember, we talk about generations in the sense that you have manners, you have patterns that you need to break, that you bring from your parents, from your great-grandparents, and so on and so forth. So if we understand this a little more, I think we would be a little bit more, I was going to say equal, because I believe in equal rights. Me too. But in that case, we would be a little bit more balanced, right? I guess we could say. I'm watching the first night of the DNC. Very nice. I wish there weren't cover-ups or clothing rules. I was thinking this weekend that we really need to do a push for the topless movement. Because, I mean, how is it that in New York, you're allowed to be topless in the street, but yet you gotta, there's this production that we're doing from an island, you guys, in Colombia, where some of the girls went ahead and just started, they came out topless. And apparently, the people that were organizing the events or the police came to the women afterwards saying that they could not show their boobs. And it's like, are we really still in that society that it's so bad? I mean, to show people drinking alcohol, it's normal. But to show nipples, because the skin is the same as anything else, right? Just to show nipples, it's nope, you can't see them. It's probably the worst thing you'll ever see, but yet people are killing themselves in the street. And that's okay, we could see that. It's crazy that we're still living in those kind of worlds. And I'm like, man, there's so many theories on things, or not theories, sorry. There's so many movements on things that I don't think there's a big enough movement with nudism. But then again, I don't think nudists actually care much about going naked in public. I think it's more the fact of just the breasts. Leave the breasts alone, for God's sake. It's like, it's if men could be topless, women should be able to go topless. Period. That is equal right. We don't need to be naked. Just the topless should be allowed and should be totally normal. Ay, ay, ay. These are the worlds that we're living in. Anyway, going back, we are jumping from topic to topic tonight, and I actually love this. The solution to depression is to be surrounded by pets. Oh, okay. I don't know if it's a solution that I would recommend alone, but I think it's definitely a solution, yes. But the only thing that I would be afraid of when it comes to people that are very depressed and looking for pets is that they actually if they end up harming the pets. That would be horrible. But if that's not the case, then yes, yes, you need to make sure that you get pets. You know how they say that pets absorb the personality of the humans, right? So think of maybe getting a pet that is older and not a pet that is very tiny. So they don't kind of get mimical with your vibes when you get them. I don't know. Well, I guess at the end of the day, you got to go with what you feel. Equal. Good evening, young lady. Hello, Dedra. How are you? Okay, where were we? So, depression. Suicides leave a terrible mess behind them. It's the ultimate selfish act. Yeah, but how can we be in the mind of that person, right? I mean, we also have to be aware that there's things pushing for this. So we were talking a little bit about moving of frequencies, not frequencies, sorry, like the how our planet is shifting, right? And the energy is shifting. Imagine how strong that's going to be on people that are negative. The more negative you are, the more you're going to feel it, and the more it's going to weigh you down. That's why it's important to be pushing up, because at this moment, if you're staying still, at this moment, 2024, mid 2024, and you're staying still, you're not doing absolutely anything to better yourself, you're losing. Because there is so much negativity out there, making sure that it's pushing you down, that if you are not pushing forward, it's the current is just going to take you and blow you away, and your life is just going to be shit. So today, you got to work on yourself, push forward, and always ask more of yourself. Always. It's never enough. You can always do better. You can always be better. And that's your goal. All right, guys. So if you see anybody around you that is going through something like that, of course, smile. You never know how long a smile is going to go. If it's a man, no shirt, no one tells nothing. If it's a woman, it's the end of the world. That's the funny thing, that it's not even like, excuse me, ma'am, you can't show your tits. No, it's like, oh, degenerated, And it's like, seriously? I mean, come on. So it's the reaction, and that shows how the mentality is today. The mentality of humans is today. How twisted things are, where we can see things that actually even make us have emotions of hate and negative emotions, but sexual feelings are totally censored unless they're pornographic, right? I mean, anything that's natural, anything that's being sold as natural, like nudism or naturism, or like Vera Beach in Spain, where it's just this beautiful town where everybody lives naked. No joke. It's amazing. I've been there. It's so cool. And it's normal, because remember, like we always say, the more that you just end up seeing something every day, it becomes normal. So we need to normalize things when it comes to women's breasts. It's getting way too old. Una semana muy positiva. Muchas gracias. Thanks, guys. Let's go down. Or up. I think I missed some of the comments up there. Feminists are for equal rights. No, I'm talking about the feminists that are against women, that are against men. And there's a lot of them. I mean, the types it's not only equal rights, it's just, I don't need a man. I'm talking about that kind of feminism. And that movement has led a lot of women towards that path of, I could be by myself, I can be a mother by myself, I can be successful by myself. And you know what? Yes, you can. But you shouldn't have to. Everybody needs, or let's take away the word need, because some people might be offended by it. Not that I really care, but some people just don't like to think that they need anybody else. So let's take away that word. You're more compatible, and you're going to be more successful in life if you have two. It could be a woman, man, woman, doesn't matter, but a partner, somebody to share your life with. Somebody to share your experiences with, your goals with, your enthusiastic moments with, or your depressing moments, your sad moments that you need just a shoulder to cry on. That's a partner. And there is a vast majority of feminists that have taken that idea into mind, where they actually hate men. Not kidding, they hate men. So that's where society has been leading us, and not just there, but in so many other aspects, and so many other type of lifestyles as well. It's just we're being separated. We're being told to just be individuals and to only think of ourselves, to be selfish. And a little selfishness, I always say, it's not bad, right? You look for yourself, but thinking that you could be one and all in your life and that's going to fulfill you is not real. It's unrealistic. Everybody wants warmth. Everybody wants someone to hug. Everybody needs someone to support them. Okay, you're just gonna be more successful faster. You're gonna get better at anything you want to do faster because it's very easy. You sum 1 and 1 is 2. So you are amplifying and duplicating that energy. That's exactly what we want you to do. Balance is great. Jenny, ¿qué piensas del concepto de la tierra plana? I don't think it's real, but I don't know anything about it. So what do I think about the concept of a flat Earth? I think it's not worth my time thinking of it. I mean, does it really make a difference? Like, are you gonna go to the end of Antarctica and see the alien city that they don't want us to see? There was somebody that emailed me a couple years back saying that they had a project on nudists sailing. Was it sailing or going on a ship? I think it was sailing. No, I don't think you can sail to Antarctica, or maybe you can. I don't know. But anyway. It was a nudist reality of going towards the Bermuda Triangle. And they said, would you be down for it? And I'm like, absolutely. I'm like, if I disappear in the Bermuda Triangle, you know I'm in another alien city somewhere in another dimension. So yes, I will. And I would probably find my way back too. That's why I said yes. I don't know what happened in the end. I don't think they went ahead with the project. But you think about it, it's kind of interesting. There's a few cities in America that are top freedom. New York being one of them, right? Woohoo! What other city? I don't know of other cities. Miami should definitely add it to the list. I feel like the whole U.S. So it's good. It's good. Feminists are for equal rights. Misandry is the hatred of men. Okay, but there's a lot of misandry happening within feminism itself. So not everybody, just a percentage of women going through this. Today is a blue moon. It's very close to the earth. What do you think about that? It's a blue moon? I didn't know that. Nice. I'm going to make sure I look out tonight then. No, also nice. Blue is my favorite color. We're supposed to feel privileged to have a partner. We really don't need one. Women don't need men. Women need men to be able to have babies. So women need men. We both need each other, basically, if we want humanity to continue. Now, do you need another person to be successful? No. But do you need another person to be successful in love? Yes, because you can love yourself, but love for another is totally different. So, it really all depends. Como seres humanos somos parte de la evolución constante, vidas tras vida en continua evolución. I like that, Lucas. You know, we're human beings and we're part of evolution, a constant life after life that is just a continuous evolution. I love it. But yes, I do believe that there's a species of aliens that are here to help us go through this evolution, as I also believe that there are species of aliens that are here to try, to get us into a World War III or to try to get us into just a fight or a separation amongst all of us and to try to get us to be stuck. So just make sure you're not stuck. My weekend was amazing. Thank you. All right, guys. Half an hour's up. Let's see what else we have, and we're going to say goodnight. By the way, thank you for those topics. They were great. We are a globe. I think we're a globe because, I mean, when you look at satellites, we see planets being round. Or is that AI? I don't think so. But my neighbor told me a couple months back, he said, I looked out Merida, which is a part here in Mexico in Quintana Roo, and he said that he was looking at a city that isn't supposed to be shown if the Earth wasn't round. He's like, it's impossible because of the way that, it's positioned. And it got me thinking, but then I'm like, am I going to live different by knowing if the Earth is flat or round? No. Yeah, could it be another lie that we've been told that the Earth is round? Probably, or maybe, or who knows, but who cares? I mean, is it really going to make a difference in your life? I don't think so. So I don't know. I know that there's information about a flat Earth, and I'll be happy to read some if you guys find me some. I haven't found any that is actually like, wow, made sense. But everything is a possibility. There are endless possibilities that we cannot say, yes, this is it, and no, this isn't. This isn't. Just like doctors today, you have a doctor that comes out saying that this is bad for you. You have a doctor that comes out and says that this is good for you. So the kind of life that we're living right now and the world that we're living in, you guys, is just make decisions up in what you feel is right for yourself. All right, guys, see you next time. Women could keep one man in a cage to be used for making babies. Besides that, us men are pretty useless. Come on, that's not true. You know what men provide? Men provide support, moral support, emotional support. They provide protection. When a woman has a man next to her, it's just like you just feel safe. It's almost like how you feel with your father, right? It's different to feel protected of a robbery when your father is around than if your mom is around, because women have a sense of vulnerability, right? So no, women need men. Men need women. Did it hurt when you fell from heaven? You're an angel. Why are we so lucky to live on Earth, and with all the planets, no one lives there? Are you kidding me? There's a lot of planets that are inhabited. It's just that maybe our cameras or our technology doesn't see the dimension that they're living in. Remember that. All right, my loves. Tomorrow, continuing with Jenny Live. Have an amazing evening. It's good to just talk for a bit and relax our minds and wander off, isn't it? Anyway, let me know what you want to talk about tomorrow. Shoot me an X or shoot me a tweet on X or Jenny at MiamiTV.com. Have an amazing evening. Continue now for members only in MiamiTV.com. Kisses. Good night.